Welcome to Inner Circle Global Community. And as we continue again with expectation this week, I know it's not always easy to have expectations of God, especially when we've had disappointments before. But how about we reflect on the story of Joseph? Joseph was a man who had a dream about how his life was going to end. This is something we call prophecy. Spoke it out, told his family, spoke out the prophecy. It seemed as though all hell started to break out around him. Things did not go as planned. And as we continue reading, we see him ended up in Potiphar's house as a slave, but being elevated to be in charge of everything. And I am sure Joseph's hope was renewed, was restored. He had expectation that maybe this was the way God was going to bring to pass that dream. And it didn't happen. It ended with him being unjustly sent to prison. And again, in prison, we see them elevating him, putting him in charge of all the ongoings in the prison. And then the cupbearer came, and when God gave him the ability to interpret the cupbearer's dream, he realized in 3 days he'll be elevated. This could be my exit, this could be my escape, this could be the manifestation of the promise in 3 days. And the cupbearer forgot him, forgot all about him. And again, Joseph may have been disappointed, not just in the situation, but maybe also disappointed with God, because he's like, God, my circumstances around me does not reflect what you have said. 2 years later is when Joseph started to see the unfolding of this dream that God had given him. Can I just remind us that our timing, our expectation sometimes does not line up with God's timing and God's way and how he wants to do things? But God is a man of his word. The Bible says that God watches over his word to perform it. So if God has given you a word for your life, you can have expectation that God is going to fulfill it. His word says you will not be put to shame. I understand the disappointments. I understand the hope deferred. But God said you will not be put to shame. What he has said concerning you will come to pass. So let us continue to have expectation of our God. The disappointments were not really with God. It was what we thought was going to happen in the way we thought it was going to happen. But God is faithful, and he understands. He's also merciful and gracious to give us renewed strength to wait. So let's have expectation of our God again in this new season, because he will fulfill that which he promised.